Great. Good morning. I'm Yvonne Bockelman. I'm the CEO of Alyve Medical. I'm guessing this audience is probably pretty similar to most audiences I talk to. Many of you probably have shoulder pain or have had shoulder surgery, or you know someone who has. Shoulder pain is the third most prevalent reason that individuals seek musculoskeletal care. And at Alyve Medical, we really want to change that paradigm of musculoskeletal treatment. Ooh, I'm going to run into that. Let's see. All right, so in addition to solving for shoulder issues, there's a couple of other problems we solve in this space. Before Alyve Medical, there were no current interventions or devices that really retrain the brain, cause a neuroplastic reaction that really allows for optimal movement and really sustained long-term outcomes. In addition, among healthcare providers, assessing orthopedic outcomes and motion patterns is really pretty subjective and inconsistent. And lastly, not sure whether you're aware, but 75% of patients don't comply with the prescribed physical therapy. It costs the healthcare system a ton of money, and beyond that, we really need in orthopedics, where we have exponential growth, to be able to have products that are efficient, economic, and can be delivered remotely. At Alyve Medical, we're able to do that, and we do that through two products that both deploy sensors and patented algorithms. Our first is a therapeutic. It's called Neuroline System S, S for shoulder. And you can see the picture. The gentleman's wearing the wearable device along with the tablet, and with those two, it offers trimodal biofeedback, which is something no other device on the market has today. But most importantly is that first bullet. This is the next generation in NMES, or neuromuscular electrical stimulation devices, and we've patented a motion-activated stimulation, which again is different than any other stimulation or TONS unit that's been on the market. Obviously can be used remotely, and we'll get into it a little bit more. We also have a diagnostic called Show Motion that really helps you see the unseen. It allows healthcare providers in about 5 to 10 minutes assess whether or not there is any motion or joint abnormality, and provides an instant graphic display that allows them to take actionable results. This is just some quick pictures. All three of these individuals have the Neuroline device on. You can see they're wearing it on their arm. There are two electrodes that get attached to the muscles for the particular pathology being treated. Within that tablet, we have vetted protocols and exercises for instability, dyskinesis, rotator cuff repair, and reverse shoulder. The third gentleman, or the gentleman you see on the third position there, he also has the Show Motion device on. You can see the white sensors on the top of his shoulder. He also has them on his arm and his thorax. So he was doing a baseline to see where he's doing, then we'll do the Neuroline treatment and then see where he lands. This next slide, I'm not going to be able to spend any time on. It's a wonderful video that you can't see in PDF, but if you come to the table, I'm happy to show you multiple videos that have really instant dramatic results for these patients. This is a warehouse worker who was injured and is really unable to lift his arm, and instantly when he puts on Neuroline, he gets improvement and can lift his arm without pain. Ton of data on this one chart, one slide. I'll try to do it really quickly. When I'm presenting to physicians, they indicate that this is the drop the mic slide for me. This is an independent, randomized controlled trial, multi-center, done in Europe. And what they did was look at 6 weeks of physical therapy, which is the gold standard of how patients are rehabbed and cared for with shoulder injuries. They compared that 6 weeks to 6 weeks of physical therapy using the Neuroline device. The Neuroline device is the teal or dark blue line you see at the top. When the 6 weeks of therapy ends, you can see at that first red arrow, those with Neuroline had statistically significantly improved outcomes in all measures. And you contrast that to the gold line at the bottom. That's PT. When you stop PT at that 6 weeks, you actually decline. There has been no neuroplastic response, no connection to the brain that allows you to continue to improve. And in this case, with Neuroline, the improvement sustained over the 12 months of the study. The proof in the pudding is kind of in the middle line, where you see the patients were able to cross over. Again, if they crossed over, they continued to improve when the therapy was finished for the 12 months, excuse me. Market opportunity for us is huge. Draw your attention to the fact that there's an 8% CAGR growth in the shoulder space in orthopedics, one of the highest subspecialties. Our total addressable market over $10 billion. I took it down to a sum of about $500 million over a few years. In terms of competition, we know there are no devices that offer trimodal biofeedback, specifically dedicated to the shoulder, and certainly none that offer motion-activated stimulation. We sell to clinics, facilities, and PTs recommended by the orthopedic surgeons who are champions. We've been a direct sales B2B business. We rolled out just the beginning of this year, also a patient rental business to both improve our traction and provide additional alternatives for patients who can't get into PT all the time. Quickly on this slide, I just draw your attention to the right-hand side. One of the things, we've had so much success and so much traction initially with the shoulder product that the physicians have come back to us and said, you've got to do this for the knee. We have the knee prototype developed. We have 3 studies underway. Shoulder is the most complex joint, has the most range of motion. We cracked that code. Now to be able to go into knee, which is just a huge market, really represents a big opportunity for us. And we think the regulatory pathway is pretty straightforward. We could be there by the end of this year. As I mentioned, the traction, as we finished last year, we had 250 clinics globally using Neuralign, did over 30,000 show motion analyses. You can see some of the US opportunities or key customers here with Mayo Clinic, Tulane, Johns Hopkins, Cleveland Clinic, Florida Orthopedic Institute, just a few of them. We have the patents, we have the regulatory and clearance and FDA clearance. We did about $600,000 in revenue our first full year on the market this past year. We expect to continue to grow the revenue and hit profitability next year in 2024. We think we'll have multiple exit opportunities. Orthopedics is pretty ripe for M&A activity. There were 21 deals done just last year. I just listed a few of them on the left-hand side, but those deals averaged from 20 million to over $1 billion. We know I came from large ortho, I came from the largest musculoskeletal company on the globe here. We know that they're interested in managing the continuum of care and having creative innovation. We would bring that to them. So really think that we exit in about 2 to 3 years. Where are we with fundraising? We've raised $1.7 million to date. We have a current open seed 2 that I'm looking to complete now. It's a convertible note, a $2 million target. We've raised $650,000 of that. It will be the bridge to the Series A, which we expect to launch later this year for $15 million. You can see the pie chart, pretty typical spend where we want to go with research and development and sales and marketing. This is the team, really excited about the team, most of whom I brought on board in the last year and a half that I've been with the company, combined about 200 years of experience. We've done 7 exits, raised over $100 million, and been involved in 16 acquisitions. So really strong group that can deliver. Thank you for your time. My contact information is there. I want to give one quick shout out to one of my lead investors, local physician here, Dr. Manoj Matthew. He was the one that encouraged me to come, so I am thankful for being here today and appreciate your time.
Thank you. Right on time.